Hey everybody, Jason here with the Landlord Launch. Today we are going to be talking about the move-in, move-out inspection. Move-in inspection specifically for this video. So the point of the move-in inspection is to document the condition of the home prior to that resident taking possession of the home. And this is so that you can charge back their security deposit and have some sort of record of the condition before they moved in. That way, if there's been damages while they're living there, then you can document the damages as they move out and then charge their security deposit. So it's a before and after picture of the condition of the home for that tenant. So let's go on and take a look at the standard form that we use. There's some different ways we can do this, but okay, so here is the move-in, move-out checklist. And the move-in, move-out checklist is basically set up with two columns. One over here you see the move-in, and of course over here the move-out. You complete the resident's name, the address of the property, and then you will see it's divided into a series of, it's basically divided, separated by the home's features or the structure of the home. So exterior stuff, interior stuff, and we'll see that as we kind of go down the line here. We have S and U, which stands for satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and then the description. So basically what we're doing here, and let's go down, I mean, this is exterior, this is ground, but if you go through and generally speaking, the lawns and trees and all that are in good condition, there's no damage, things along those lines, this is going to be an S for satisfactory. Maybe an NA, like if you don't have a sprinkler system, you can either like not even have it on there in the first place, or if you are using a standardized form and it doesn't apply to this particular property, just put NA in there. That's not a big deal. I would, let's see, highly advise going around just like with foundation, driveway, things along those lines. And then when we get into the pictures, also taking pictures of definitely the driveway and the garage floor, things along those lines, because what'll happen is sometimes there may be oil stains or other types of damage on there that you want to document and charge back for. So let's get down here to, here's garage, carport. This stuff is all exterior stuff first. Okay, so really what we have, generally speaking, is like the living room, bedrooms, bathrooms, baths, so forth for the interior. You saw some of the exterior stuff, garage, landscaping, the exterior of the house, and those things. But for like the interior, just as an example, what you would do is you would go into the living room, you'd check the doors, you'd check the walls, the ceiling, the flooring, windows, everything that's in that particular room, and you would mark either an S or a U here. If there is, let's just say there's a big stain on the floor, and you want to make sure to document that way that resident doesn't get charged for that when they move out, then you would put maybe U here for unsatisfactory or S for satisfactory, but then document in the description that yes, there is a, I don't know, a quarter-sized hole, cigarette hole in the northeast corner of the room, or stain, or whatever it may be. And then what I typically do too is when I'm doing the move-in inspection pictures, which we'll get to in a minute, that if there is any damage, I get specific documentation, like specific pictures of that damage that I've documented. So again, the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. You just go room by room, and it's pretty much the same categories over and over. I'm just going to scroll down here and explore the rest of this move-in, move-out checklist, because there are some things here that are a little different. Like, so in the kitchen, we start getting into, garbage disposal, drip pans, cabinets. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. The appliance inventory condition. So if you're going to provide appliances, this is a good place to document what's there. Brand, model, color, serial number, condition at move-in, and of course condition at move-out. I have had tenants in the past steal appliances, so having this stuff down is actually very helpful. I'm sure you can go back and dig up the serial number if you needed to, but just having this in one place is very helpful, especially when it goes to court. Because I mean, if you take this along with pictures, your move-in pictures, and then your move-out pictures, all the appliances are missing, then you'll be awarded the damages pretty easily. Let's see what else we have here. There's one more section down here. Again, these are bedrooms, bathrooms, just all the standard stuff, so sorry if I'm scrolling fast for you. There's a copy of this in your forms vault as well, so you should be able to pull that up and see this for yourself. And it's in Word format, so you can actually download it and change the items. If that item doesn't make sense for you, or if you want to add items on there, you can do that as well with the one that's in the Forms Vault. Okay, here's the other thing I wanted to point out. So this also has a place for you to document how many sets of keys that you've given out. I usually give out 1 set of keys per adult. Garage door openers, anything else that you may have given them, whether it's a key fob, or if there's a community pool that has a key there, documenting that as well. Then you're going to want to date the inspection and list whoever actually did the inspection. And then the most important part is this gets signed as part of their move-in paperwork. All adult occupants need to sign this, and I would have this signed prior to possession, giving them possession. So one of the ways I like to do it is that, again, in some states, the verbiage says something along the lines that, it has to be done within 5 days of the lease. In some states it doesn't. Some indicate that maybe you should do it with the tenant. But the way that I've always approached this is I actually do this inspection ahead of time, and then I take my pictures, and then I create one packet and give it to them at move-in, and I say, okay, here's the inspection I did, here's all the things that I documented, here's pictures of everything, sign here, sign here, sign here. I'm going to give you a copy of this. I want you to go do your own inspection, and if you find additional stuff, then please document it and turn it back in within 5 days. If you don't turn it back in, then your signature stands. And then if they turn something back in, that's not a big deal. If it's legitimate, make sure it's updated, give a new copy, and right is right. Take care of the resident. You don't want to make them feel like you're cheating them or anything like that. But that's how I do that, because usually what happens if they do the inspection with you, it ends up being a long drawn out thing, takes a lot longer than it should, a lot of questions happen, you start talking about other stuff, you're distracted, you may miss things, they try to argue damages or nitpick in real time. Generally speaking, I just don't like doing it with the actual tenant. It takes a lot more energy than I have found that it's worth. Okay, so documentation. Again, what I like to do is I like to go to each corner of the room. This is a photo template. It just has some sample photos in here. These aren't necessarily move-in, move-out photos, but what I like to do is typically go to each corner of the room and take a shot of everything, and then I'll go to any type of the damages or anything I want to document specifically and take specific shots of that. I want to get interior, exterior, I want to get, any special features, different angles of each room, but this is, even these, all those just samples on here, again, you can tell this is in pretty good shape. You don't see any obvious stains, no damage to the walls. If they were to crack tile or whatever else, you would be able to go through here and take some pretty good pictures and have a pretty good before and after. So again, these are just sample pictures, but what I do with this is, if you decide to use a photo template, is the way this document is set up in the Forms Vault when you download it is that you can just drag and drop these pictures into it, and you don't have to. I like doing it because I give that to them as part of the move-in. I make them initial it. That way they always understand that I have these pictures, and that they should take care of the home, or I'm going to charge a security deposit. The other thing you can do if this is too much for you, because this can be a little bit labor intensive. It's not difficult, but it does take a little bit of extra time. But if you don't want to do this, that's fine. All you really need is the move-in, move-out inspection, and then I would get, I would still take the same pictures and then upload them to a safe place. If possible, I would even have them date stamped. Like a lot of times the cameras have a date stamp option, date timestamp option on the camera. If you can do that, that's great too. And then the other thing that I've seen people do are videos instead of pictures, like going through and taking an actual video. The only thing I don't like about that is if you were to go into court and had to prove, I guess you could screenshot that portion of the video that shows the area, the before and then the after damage. But the idea of trying to play a video and fast forward it to a judge to show them that everything was fine before and so forth, to me that seems problematic. Pictures seem a lot more. Now, if you if you have video after the fact and you had a before picture and a video showing that, like, you know, this toilet was completely destroyed or whatever the case may be, that may work just fine for you. But that's just kind of my general thoughts on videos. And then the last thing is they do actually have inspection apps out there. The thing is usually they cost a little bit of money. Maybe it's worth it to you, but it does basically the same thing. You know, you get on the app, it has the categories broken down like on this move in, move out inspection, and you select the room, you select the issues, you can type in right there on the phone or the iPad or whatever any documentation, and then take pictures of it, and then it usually prints off a nice little PDF report. Some of them let you go back in and do a move in and a move out. Some of them are two separate reports completely, so you'd have to do one inspection report for a move-in, one inspection report for a move-out. All the apps all vary, but usually what I find is they're more expensive than they're worth, especially if you have just a couple homes that you're doing it for. If you're managing for if you have a lot of different properties, you're managing for other people and have a lot of properties, they can actually become very cost effective, because they will save time, especially when you have to do a lot of these. So that is actually what I have for the move-in inspection. So again, check your forms vault. You should have a move-in, move-out checklist. You should have a copy of this photo template that we looked at. And then of course, if you have any questions, make sure to reach out in the group and we will be more than happy to help you there. So thank you once again for watching. We'll see you next time.